Hello, my absolutely beautiful Leo friends, and welcome to your horoscope for December of 2023. We're Leo this month. We've got Mercury going retrograde, Neptune coming direct, Jupiter coming direct, and it's just the whole end of a calendar year. So just plenty going on as we're going to close out this calendar year. And I do want to stress that we're closing out the calendar year. In Western astrology, we go from March to March. Those are our seasons. So you still have plenty of time, Leo. So I just like to say that at the end of the year so that if you're following the astrological energy, you know that, it's not this rush to be to December 31st and have the bow tie all wrapped around it. There's still plenty of time. Now, yes, you still got to do the death, debt, taxes, and insurance, and that may still be very real, but I just want you to know that you've got a little bit of time. All right, Leo, as we're coming into December, we actually want to step back for just a minute into November. Now, November 25th, we saw Mercury go into pre-retrograde shadow time at 22 degrees of Sagittarius, okay? And this is important to understand because as we're going to see this Mercury retrograde happen this month, it's going to back up into the stories that have been unfolding for you between 22 degrees of Sagittarius and 8 degrees of Capricorn. So I want you just kind of keeping an eye on what was unfolding in your life around the 25th, especially in regards to things happening in your fifth house with your children, joy, pleasure, play, maybe a new romance or something around romance that was presenting itself for you. Any of those things are now going to definitely be up and looking to capitalize your attention, okay? Now, on the 1st, we see Mercury move into the energy of Capricorn, and this is going to light up your 6th house space. Okay, so now we've got Mercury. When Mercury is not retrograde, it brings new information into the sign and into the house that it will illuminate for you. So for you, you're getting new information into your house of daily routines, health, wellness, schedules, routines, mental health and wellness, things having to do with pets and small animals. Maybe you're a caretaker or a caregiver. And in this regard, I want you to think widely because sometimes you're a caretaker of someone in your home, a parent, or maybe you do aid work or nursing work in some way. But also if you are someone's bookkeeper, right? And you're into the daily details of how something exists, this is also the house I want you to be looking into. And this includes entrepreneurship as well. So Mercury's coming here. And as we saw, when Mercury was in Sagittarius, it was giving you a little bit of courage to go forward, take a leap forward, try something different, have a little bit of fun with something. And now it's like, yeah, the new adventure's been presented, but Mercury in Capricorn brings you the opportunity to understand and make decisions that are the practicalities of how you're going to help this adventure, this vision, this newness unfold. And in the energy of Capricorn, that's exactly it. You make a plan, you make a strategy, you're getting organized, it's logical, it's realistic, it's very much so thinking and planning and decision making that has long-term commitment, long-term benefit attached to it. So watch the decisions that you're making or contracts that you're signing, or is this the time where you're like, I'm making the decision to recommit to my fitness? This is the time you want to put out contracts for work. If you're a freelance person or you want to put out your resume, this is a wonderful energy to do that with, okay? When we get to the 4th, Venus enters into the vibration of Scorpio, and this lights up your home zone. Now, Venus transiting through Scorpio is, first of all, let's remember Venus is this attracting energy. So you're attracting, you're pulling in, pulling in, pulling in. And with Scorpio, you're pulling in things that are a bit more passionate, a bit more intense. It's not superficial. The things go below the surface. And what a house to be going below the surface than your 4th house, which is home, family, real estate, property, your roots, right? So one of the things I'm thinking of as Venus is coming here is, are you attracting people into your physical house? It's the end of the year. Many people, many cultures are doing celebrations and things like that. So are you just attracting people to your house? And it's the joy, it's the pleasure, it's the treasuring your family members, the stories. And also sometimes when we come together, it can be a bit intense. And there's no really, we're not looking for the superficial investment in each other at this time. So if you do have things going on in the home zone at this time, especially with other people, just know that there's an intensity, there's a passion to it, but it can also be really passionately good at this time. Now, the other thing I think of is Venus and Scorpio absolutely can attract money to your home. So I was thinking about all of us who are going to be doing online shopping. Okay, listen, if you if you do your online shopping, if you do your shopping, okay, Venus in Scorpio, online shopping, and the fourth house, if you do your online shopping, especially before Mercury, the planet of commerce and business, goes retrograde, you might, one, actually get your products to you before the end of the year, and two, who knows, they might have some, we call them rebajas in Spain. They're called sales or an offer or something like that that comes to you that's a really good deal, okay? So make sure you do all your shopping before we get to the 12th. When we get to the 6th, we've got Neptune turning direct in the energy of Pisces, lighting up your 8th house. Now, we've also got Saturn and Pisces transiting your 8th house as well. So first of all, there's a lot of energy running here, but with Neptune having been retrograde in Pisces, one of the things that was happening for you is that you were having to redevelop and deepen your relationship with your insight and with your intuition and having a vision, especially around things in your 8th house, Leo, joint resources, right? Investments, intimacy, you see into me, any place that there is a joint collaboration, death, debt, taxes, inheritance, trust, wills, estates, any of those things, you've been having to really rethink some ideals, some ideas, any place that there has been deception, disillusionment, confusion. This Neptunian retrograde time has really made things feel very concrete, very solid, and it can feel like you're not really able to move and flow forward as clearly and as quickly as you would like to. Now, as Neptune comes out of retrograde, first of all, I think that it's really strong for you to see where your intuition has developed over this last handful of months, really since June. Because with Saturn here as well, it's telling you, hey, around your money, around your joint finances, around savings, around banking, around healing, any of these things, you got to put a little extra in the tank, right? You got to have a little something put away in case a rainy day. But also it's showing you where you need to detox. And intuitively and emotionally, I really think for you, Leo, so many of you have come to understand by this particular point that it's like some of these old ideas and ideals that I had for myself are worn out. Like intuitively, I know that that's not what's right for me anymore. And the nice part about this Neptune-Saturn dance is that it helps you get on a path that is the one that's right for you. And I absolutely love that. On the 12th, we've got a new moon happening at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, and this will light up your 5th house space. Now, as we're experiencing this particular new moon, first of all, again, please flash back to what was happening around November 25th, because this new moon is in orb, or it's close to the degree point that Mercury moved into its shadow time. Okay, so what was happening for you there? What new adventure, what new information about a new adventure, new thinking? What were you optimistic about? Were you learning something and you felt like, okay, I'm starting to be able to incorporate these things? Or did you get information then and now you feel like you can incorporate it? Because as we're at this particular new moon, planting your seeds of intention to begin something new, to begin implementing the changes and the beliefs and the new structure into your life, I think is really good. But this particular moon is also in a square with Neptune that's recently come direct. So I want to tell you here, plant your seeds of intention for the new adventure. Be optimistic, be enthusiastic about where it is that you are going, the joy, the pleasure, the play, the new beginnings. But also remember that this square to Neptune means it's not going to happen as quickly as you think it will. And because this is a fire moon, trying to force it, trying to believe that you're going to make it happen before it's going to happen, this will just cause disillusionment. It'll cause upset. It'll cause anger. That's going to intensify the things, Leo, to everything happening in your holiday season, right? So instead, what I want you to just be mindful of here is that it is happening. It is unfolding little by slowly. It is unfolding. But the big dream, the big adventure, the big reality you want to go towards is absolutely available to you. Now, the other thing I want you to be mindful of is if you've got these really inflated expectations, Leo, it will be at this new moon and in the coming weeks time for you to get that in check. Because if you're like, oh, I've started, let's just say a fitness program and I'm going to reduce my body fat by 6% in 2 weeks. I don't even know if that's possible, right? But you have this idea of how it's going to go, but then you're also procrastinating. You're not going to get fit if you just join the gym. You got to go and do the stuff. And that takes time. So kind of think about that as an example, okay? On the 13th, we see Mercury turning retrograde at that 8 degrees of Capricorn. Now, Leo, I did want to say this to you. First of all, the Mercury turning retrograde in Capricorn is going to light up that 6th house space. We already saw Mercury come into Capricorn. And so the 6th house has had a little bit of love, okay? But at this 8 degrees of Capricorn, the stationing day, the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th for you, Leo, I particularly marked out as days that could be potentially challenging. Because it's in Capricorn and you're going back to review something, it's like you missed a detail. Or, it's the holiday season, so you're trying to get something done, but, Brenda's gone on vacation. So yes, even though you sent the email, she's not going to get it for like another week or something like that. There's a delay in these couple days of things that are happening. So I really, Leo, this month, if you can handle things before the 12th or the 13th of the month, I think you're in a little bit of better shape. But around here, we don't live under rocks. We're not afraid of a damn Mercury retrograde. It's really useful. Instead, use this time to do review of things, review a project that you were working on, review something in your health. If there's anything that needs to be ended and needs your focus and attention before the end of the year, use it, Leo. This is absolutely to your favor, okay? Then on the 21st, we see the sun come into Capricorn, so bringing light, heat, life, and vitality. So now you're motivated to finish and clean up whatever needed to be reviewed with this Mercury retrograde. And on the 23rd, we're going to see that retrograde now moving back from Capricorn into the energy of Sagittarius. So this is the zone where you're going to be reviewing, Leo, what came up between November 25th and December 1st. This is all of the review work that you will do in that area. And you got to review your belief. You got to review things with school, with education, with training, anything legal, any of these kinds of things, and anything that you feel like the information came and you wanted to make a start on it, and maybe you wobbled in the middle, and now you get to go back and say, okay, let me reset, adjust my beliefs, and start again, okay? On the 26th, we've got a full moon happening at 4 degrees of Cancer, and this is going to light up your 12th house space, so just right behind you. Now, having a full moon in the 12th house, first of all, the full moon is asking us to end something, acknowledge something, or to make an adjustment here. In the vibration of Cancer, it's really about, are you nourished? So is it time, Leo? Do you need to rest? Right? Do you need to rest? Do you need to restore? Do you need to be rejuvenated? What's going on in your spiritual practice? Are you being creative? Are you dancing? Are you giving yourself time to be alone if that's what you need? Because at this particular full moon, any of these things that have been hidden are now going to be in a space where all of the light is shining down on them. So you may need to reconnect, re-nurture, reroot something with home, right? But the other thing I think of is in the 12th house, when the full moon comes, because all of the lights are on, you can't hide your feelings around things that are going. So maybe things you haven't been talking about, maybe things you didn't even know were there. It's around the end of the year, families get together, friends get together, people are putting up, holiday posters or whatever's going on, and it taps into our nostalgia, and it's like, oh, I hadn't even thought about that, and things come to the surface. Our creativity can rise to the surface. Is there something going on, quite practically speaking, with your mother, or a connection to your mother or your family? Whatever it is, the revelation of these things will be coming under this full moon. Now, this moon is in a really nice connection with both Jupiter and Saturn. So I do want to tell you that, it's okay to focus and to move your attention at this time to the past, to the memory, to be with it. It's okay to do that because it's in there that you're picking out a golden nugget of truth or information that is special to you. You know, it's special and it's going to help you grow and move forward. So I don't want you to be afraid to go to the past. We visit the past, though. We don't stay there. All right. As we're going to close out the month, we've got two events. One, we've got Venus moving into the vibration of Sagittarius. And so this is going to light up again that fifth house space where we've already seen so much work happening. So enjoy that Venus also brings a little ease. Maybe you get a little bit of money back. You know what? Maybe you get a discount on something, or maybe somebody gives you a gift card or something you enjoy, something that's pleasurable. There's also be wonderful things happening around children. And as we close out officially the month on the 30th, we're going to see Jupiter coming out of retrograde in the vibration of Taurus. So as Jupiter comes out of retrograde in this Taurus energy, first of all, it is just such a nod to your 10th house and feeling like I really can do this. I can take on this title. I can advance. I can mature. I can move in public, because in the 10th house, it's not just your work and career, but it's also the name that we call you in public, right? So here it's like this extension and this expansion. Maybe you move to the next level of something. Maybe you do take a promotion, and maybe it's something you've been working on for a really long time. And now it's going to begin to come to pass, which I think is just such a beautiful experience for you, Leo. So please let me know in the comment section down below, what is expanding for you with Jupiter and Taurus in that 10th house? What have you been working on? And now we're going to potentially watch it come to pass and unfold. And again, keep in mind at that new moon on the 12th, it's unfolding slowly, but it is unfolding. All right, my beautiful Leo friends, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for letting me travel with you all year long. And my goodness, thank you for traveling with me as well. I look forward to our dance and our conversation as we travel through 2024. So get out there, Leo, and have a great month.